All right, so this new perspective that has been presented to me through listening to Federico is power source. So things that are created require a power source, an exterior power source. So the hardware system and the software system are separate from the energy system. So they don't have to generate their own energy, their own motivation, their own mode of motivation. um, so, uh, so this is why when the systems have lost connection with source, which is their power source, their motivation, the reason, if you will, then that dualistic system, when it loses its trinity status recognition and just goes on the duality, then it tries to be its own motivation. This is, I just didn't think that it could get deeper, but it just got deeper. Like, I just have a deeper understanding of it now with this new energy thing. So that's the reason why they're based on internal conflict. Just like the thing nothing model, it is self-generating conflict. And that is the motivation for its existence. If you want, it's the power source. So this is the power source. That's not the power source. The equal sign. Do you see what I mean? You see what I'm trying to get at? Is the equal sign is the motivation. So it's all so incredibly clear now. So they've lost connection with source. So that's no longer recognition of the Trinity, that the power source, the motivation for all of it, the why, if you will, is transcendent of the dualistic system. But when the dualistic system doesn't recognize that anymore, then it's going to try to make it look like it is its own power source, because there's no other. Because there's no recognition of true source, of the true motivation, of the true energy of the Tao. So they have to try to generate the Tao through the interaction of the yin yang. And it doesn't work. Why is that not staying in focus? Come on, man, work with me here. So, holy cow. So this is why these man-made institutions, created institutions, they don't, the reason for it has been lost. There's no, the purpose for these institutions are almost, they're just to fix our own mistakes, but it's all mistakes. The reason why the Democrats just want to beat the Republicans and the Republicans just want to beat the Democrats, and the reason why it's obviously a complete failure, it's broken beyond all repair. It's absolutely insane, the level that the government system in the American governmental system has gotten to. It's literally Looney Tunes. How is it possible that the most powerful country in the world, I don't understand why it's doing this. How the most powerful country in the world, that which governs it, is totally broken. And it's because without recognition of the real, a motivation, a genuine motivation, like the real motivation for why you're doing why something is created, if all of it's in error, then it's going to generate its own purpose, and its own purpose is to defeat the other half of the system. Just like nothing needs to defeat thing in order for it to exist. You see, this is the Kobayashi thing again, just glaring. Anyone who has intuition about this and can see what I can see is like, well, so that's what happened. That's what's happened, is that the governmental system, all of these institutions that are based on internal conflict and competition, just because it's generating a motivate, right? Like that's what biological evolutionists think, is that the motivation, right, to live requires competition, right? It's to kill the other thing. That's all based on the thing nothing model. So the governmental system is completely broken because it's collapsed into is its fundamental energy. It just wants to keep itself alive. That's all it's doing. So, and the way in which it generates the energy to keep itself alive is internal conflict. So it's exactly like the thing nothing model. Holy shit, right? And they're split exactly down the middle. They've been split exactly down the middle for the last 8 years. I can see these things, like I can see that lake, and then I try to get it out in language, and it just doesn't. I sound like I'm a stuttering idiot, but there's just too much for me to try to explain in language, so it just doesn't come out very well in language. But I see all of this now. Anything that's created requires its own, an outside energy source. It's outside of the mind-body system, just like the energy source for the hardware software system is exterior to it. So what's happening is that the hard problem of consciousness and all the mind-body problem is because it's trying to self-generate its own energy, its own motivation within itself, right? You see what I'm saying, right? It's holy shit. So that's the hard problem of consciousness and the mind-body problem will not be solved unless it's this. It's been solved. This is it. I just solved it, guys. Everyone, genius is not recognized until the fucking guy is usually dead, right? Well, I don't want to be that guy. I want someone to recognize this genius now, please. What more do I have to do? I don't understand. I am like, my mind is like doing the thing on the interwebs here. Obviously, I'm insane, or I'm so right, and this is so huge that I'm a little bit emotional about it, a little bit animated about finding out the discovering the greatest secrets of all the universe and having all the answers for all the fucking questions. Yeah, I'm a little excited. Okay, it's self-evident. Just try to forget that it's coming from a lunatic and just think about it. Just think about what I just said. Thank you. Have a good day.